introducing Luca Sirianni to you as the head coach of the women's soccer team at Seneca College. Luca?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to everybody, and thank you for everybody who's joined the call. It's our honor to be here and provide some information for you. As I guess over the next few years, you start putting a lot more thought into, where you want to go, what you want to study. We're just here to provide some information on Seneca College. So I think what we'll do is look at Seneca College as why it's a place you might want to consider to pursue your education. And then we'll move a little bit more into the women's soccer program, look at some of our values, and introduce you to some of our players who can speak a little bit more about their experiences and the benefits of using soccer as a way to pursue your education, right? Get some scholarship money perhaps to help with some education costs. But more importantly than that, how you can use it to continue to build life skills, skills that you're going to need throughout your life not only on the field of play, but in your workplaces. So in terms of Seneca College, it is one of the largest colleges in Canada with a variety of different programs in different sectors. And because of how big of a college it is, it has a great reputation with employers because more often than not, each workforce probably has a Seneca alumni in it. Like I mentioned, there's a wide variety of programs available at the college level, and they'll range from your traditional businesses to health sciences. ITs are very hot right now with everybody kind of working from home, health and wellness, fashion aesthetics, media communication, broadcasting, journalism. Like I mentioned, there's so many different courses and programs available at Seneca College. I think back in the day when Dave and I were considering where to go for our post-secondary education, many times you'd go to your guidance counselor, they would look at your marks, and if you had the marks to go to university, you went that route. And if you didn't, you went to college. More and more, we're noticing that student athletes are getting their education both at a college level and a university level. And because of that, the sporting associations at the university and college level have extended your varsity eligibility to 5 years, provided you do stay in Canada. So just to kind of give you an idea of maybe what that looks like, for the most part, colleges have been known to offer 2- and 3-year diploma programs. And with those diplomas, what happens is a large amount of students will then go and transfer those courses and enter a university stream and finish off their studies, getting both a diploma and a degree. Conversely, what we're also seeing is university graduates who might have studied at university level for 4 years, received a general bachelor's degree, are then coming into the college stream for a 1-year postgraduate certificate to give them a little bit more focused education and an opportunity to work in a co-op program where they're then able to meet an employer and potentially from there start a career. One of the more recent developments is colleges are now offering degree programs, which 5-10 years ago, which was unimaginable. At Seneca, I'm just sharing a list of some of the more popular bachelor degrees that we have. When I look at the women's soccer team, I'm thinking, the nursing, therapeutic recreation, healthcare management, mental health and community tend to be some of the more popular programs amongst the women on our team. So Seneca College has 2 main campuses. King Campus, which is in King City, hosts the majority of our health science programs. So there's the nursing programs, personal support workers, but there's also early childhood education, veterinary technician, and both our campuses have undergone massive redevelopments. So we have new buildings at each of our campus. These are just some basic shots of King Campus. And Unum Campus, where we have our women's soccer program and men's soccer program, we also have a new facility there, brand new campus. Again, just some more screenshots. Things have changed significantly since Dave's been there coaching. And the last picture I wanted to show you was just of our turf field, which is on campus, full bubble, so we get to play throughout the year. And again, this is an amenity that most post-secondary education institutions, at least in the Greater Toronto area, don't all have. So having a full bubble and a turf field allowing us to train year-round has been a game changer and helps us with the type of player we're able to recruit. Sarah will introduce herself in a second, but I just wanted to say I've been the head coach of the women's program for the last 6 years. My biggest thing that I'm proud of as my time as a head coach is over the 6 years, we basically have roughly 10 players per year maintaining an A average in their studies and competing as a varsity athlete. I'll hand it over to Sarah just to give you a little bit more information as to who she is, where she comes from, and her role with our athletics department.
Hello, thank you for the intro, Luca. My name is Sarah Donato. I am the assistant women's soccer coach, and I am also the head of strength and conditioning for the Seneca varsity athletes. I started off as a high school graduate, not knowing what I wanted to do. So I went and nannied in New York for just under a year. And then I came back and I remember knowing I didn't have any clue what program to take. So I ended up taking business management because I thought business will open a lot of doors, which I find a lot of people don't know what they want to get into. So a college is a really good option to go into something that's business that opens other doors for you guys to go into other programs. And I ended up not even I wanted to play soccer there because I didn't realize how developed the program was. I tried out for the team, I made it, and I walked away with 5 years of playing, a national bronze medal, 2 OCAA gold medals, and we were in competition for contending for gold almost every single indoor and outdoor season. So we came from, I had a really, really great squad, and we've just been developing the program ever since. I was brought on as a strength and conditioning coach, and then Luca brought me on as the assistant, and it's been the best move I could have possibly made. I graduated with another program of fitness and health, which led me into strength and conditioning. So I focus more with the teams on strength and conditioning and the fitness aspect. I know it's everyone's favorite part, but we make it fun. It doesn't have to be just sprints. We add music, we add a lot of circuit training. I try to make it as inclusive and as fun as it could possibly to be running and not have to want to pretend like you have to tie your shoelace every 5 minutes or run to the washroom. So it's you can ask the girls. I know Brienne's on the call too. She's one of the vets or one of the players there. We try to make fitness a big component because when you get to a college level, fitness is a huge factor. If you're not able to play for 90 minutes, you're not going to see the field for 90 minutes. It's a great opportunity to play at a college level, which a lot of people always think they want to go away for school or they want to go to university, but you could get a same degree in Toronto and spend a fraction of the money. So something you guys can take into consideration is your budgets. And coming out of school, I had less than $3,000 of debt as my friends who came out of university with $60,000 or $50,000. So it makes a big difference. Not being able to place a job, a high-paying job right out of school is something you can think about. So getting a degree at college is a huge thing because the amount of money you're going to be spending is less than half of what you would usually spend. And you still get the varsity experience. You still get to travel. We got to get on a plane. We get to stay at hotels. We get to get on the bus with the men's and women's team. You become friends with all the varsity athletes. It's a great experience. But like uh, like your coach said, it's no days off. You're living, breathing, sleeping soccer. So when you're in the program, you have to be 100% dedicated, because it's not one of those, for coach, I have a lot of assignments, I can't make it. It's too bad. Organize your schedules and make sure those assignments are done, because you have to be at practice. And if you're not at practice, you're probably sitting the next game. So it's a pretty tight ship we run, and a tight ship needs to be run for us to be able to contend to go to nationals and try and get that gold medal. It's not easy being first, second, third, fourth, or fifth in the country. It's hard to just even get there, let alone contend for it. So hopefully that gives you a little more insight of what we do. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me after the presentation.
Thank you, Sarah. I see that Carm, our other assistant coach, has jumped on the call. He's still figuring out how to use these kinds of softwares, but we'll see if he's able to unmute himself and maybe introduce himself. That's going to be a no, Carm?
I'm trying.
Yeah. Anything to add? I know you've been at Seneca since probably 1963, but anything you wanted to add?
Okay, so you can hear me okay, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Dave, thanks for having us on. Nice to see you again.
You too,
And
Carl.
hi to everybody on the call. Thanks, Luca. No, I'll just quickly add and reiterate what you've already said already, especially for all athletes. Use your 5-year eligibility as much as you can, no matter where you go, whether it's a stepping stone here in Ontario to lead to possibly something in the US. But use your 5 years. It's the best time of your life. I'm sure Coach Dave Benning can tell you that more than I can. It is the best time, and keep playing, keep learning, and college is a stepping stone. It's not for everybody, but it's there. And if not university, this will get you ready. How you train, what you are accustomed to, and what you will be doing. It's all good. And Seneca is a great place to do it. Thanks, Luca.
Thank you. And we'll hear a little bit more from some of the players who are on the call, just with regards to their experiences. But over the last couple of years, what we've done is we've used the team to develop a set of values that we are all accountable for, coaches and players. And these are values that we embrace, not only on the field, not only in training, but how we approach every day, how we approach our school, how we approach life in general. And you'll hear a lot of it from the girls, I think, in a short period of time. But these are values, like I mentioned earlier, that are important not only in soccer, but in your life if you are going to be successful. And everybody is, able to be value driven when times are good, right? You're winning, you're getting A's. Life is easy. That's when the values are easy. But the true test of the values is, in the dark times, in the times where you have 10 assignments and training, where you haven't managed your time well, where maybe you're not playing well, where maybe you're on the bench. Those are the true times that your values are tested. And these are just our values and what guides us on and off the field. In terms of our structure at Seneca, I think we're very comparable from a soccer experience to a university. Just very quickly, as you can see, there's 2 assistants that work alongside me, along with a designated goalkeeper coach. And then we have some support services, athletic therapy, and a mental skills coach. And the mental skills coach, their job is not only to help you on the field in dealing with stressful moments and how you turn that stress into positivity, but also in terms of managing yourself outside the classroom, setting routines for you, when are the best times for you to study, just understanding who you are and what kind of cycle makes best sense for you. So the mental skills coach is a big part of our program and to the success of our student athletes. As Dave mentioned, the soccer program is pretty short, but extremely intense. Generally speaking, training camps will open in mid-August across Canada, and the season will run into mid-November, provided we're going to nationals. During that block, it's 5 to 6 times a week. And outside of soccer and school, there isn't much going on in your life. We also have an indoor season, which runs from January to April, a little less intense, 3 times a week. But these are times of the season where we're looking for the student athletes to make gains, especially from a strength and conditioning perspective. We're not affiliated with a club, so the good part is in April, you're able to return back to your respective club, catch up with your old teammates who maybe are at different colleges and universities. You're not seeing them any longer. And we want all our players to be playing at the highest level. So we're not affiliated with a club. We have players all the way from, Oshawa to Burlington. So we let them have the summers to themselves, obviously monitoring their strength and conditioning and letting them get back to their clubs and their friends. In terms of the recruitment process, it might vary person to person, but generally, we like to start the conversation with student athletes in grade 11. And during that grade 11 year, typically we'll come out to a training session, watch games, monitor them over the summer, invite them on campus to get to know Seneca, to meet some of the potential student athletes, take them for a campus tour, so that when they're in their grade 12 year, they'll have an understanding of if they want to apply to Seneca or not. If they do, and we feel that a scholarship is merited, we usually make that offer in the fall or winter of the grade 12 year, so that, come this time in your grade 12 year, you would have already committed to a college or university. Some places might start this process earlier in grade 10. I think there's other things to be worried about in grade 10, and we don't tend to speak to student athletes until they're in grade 11. So before we open it up to question and answers, I just wanted to introduce you to a few of our players, current and graduated, just to get an idea of what was the soccer experience like, what was Seneca like from an education standpoint, and maybe where are they now, just so you have a better idea. So the first person I will introduce you to is Brianne.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Of course, you put me first. My name is Brianne DeSaw. I am currently in police foundations at Seneca College. My experience through soccer I've been on Pickering FC League One Ontario. I received OUA second team All-Star at Brock University for my first year. I play on the Guyanese women's national team, as well as the Guyana U20 women's national team, where I received captaincy for that team. And I have received 22 D1 scholarship offers throughout my years.
You counted them, huh?
Sorry?
You counted them. But that's impressive.
Okay, so what has soccer given me or taught me throughout my years? The ability to stay healthy and fit. With Sarah as your strength and condition coach, you will be doing a lot of suicides or pyramids, and it is amazing for you. It sucks in the moment, but God, it is so helpful for you. It's being able to set up meal prep. It's just a great experience. The team becomes your second home and like your second family. I think Kristen could definitely, she's here today, she could definitely vouch for that. She is still amazing friends, even after school. She still talks to everyone. She went to Brock University. She's still friends with people on the Seneca team. Even myself, I said I went to Brock University my first year. I still communicate with them. They still feel like family to me. So you develop amazing bonds with many amazing people. I think soccer gives you persistence. It's pushing yourself on the field, making sure you get what you need to be, what you need to have done. On and off the field, it has taught me to push for doing better in school. Soccer has taught me guidance. It's time management, like Sarah said. It's preparing yourself, getting all your assignments done beforehand. It's just yeah. It's giving me the confidence, play on the field, off the field. It's making that little through pass. You don't know if it's gonna work, but you know what? You still do it anyways because you need that confidence. And if it works, it looks great on you. It develops opportunities on the field. It's even a chip ball. Everything. It's just confidence on and off the field. It gives you also traveling opportunities. I've been to the Dominican Republic, Guyana. It's going to Guelph or Waterloo. It's just seeing the world, and soccer gave me that experience to be able to see everything. So,
For sure. Thanks, Brianne. And I think if anybody does have any questions, we'll definitely open it up at the end. But just to Brianne's point, just about the traveling and the opportunities, right? It's about enriching your life. And these are things you'll remember for the rest of your life and help shape who you are as a person. So thanks, Brianne. We'll turn it over to Sonia, who's currently joining us from Italy, and she can speak a little bit about her experience.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Okay. Okay, hi. So my name is Sonia Makulova. I've graduated from Police Foundation, and I loved it. I loved the whole experience. The good thing about that is that if you're a varsity player, and then you can talk to the
Sonia, we're not able to hear you.
hello?
Yep. I thought just the internet wasn't good in Canada. We'll see if Sonia is able to join. If not, I just want to speak a little bit to Sonia's experience. Like she said, she finished Police Foundation, and because of the lockdown here, and the fact that the college games are all recorded and available on demand, she was able to catch the eye of a squad in Italy. And because nothing was happening here, it was just a great opportunity for her to go there. Again, traveling abroad, a brand new experience in Italy by herself. So she's currently playing in Serie C, which is the third division in Italy. And it's just another opportunity after school to see what else is out there for you as a player. So she's currently in, like I said, the third division, in hopes of catching somebody's eye and maybe taking a step forward and going into Serie B. Not sure if you're there at all, Sonia, if you're able to hear that.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Yeah, and anything else you wanted to add?
Just what it has taught me. So I was able to. Hello?
Got this beautiful chicken, and we're here at Chick-fil-A.
Sonia?
Can you hear me? Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with the internet.
All right, we'll give it one more try. Go ahead. What
Okay.
soccer's taught you?
Okay, so give me a discipline because as a player, it's a lot to take on. You have to go to school, you might have part-time job, full-time job, and you have to have discipline. You have to have time management. And I think it's good value to have not in soccer, but also in later in life. So discipline, and also give me friends. I still talk to friends till now with Kristen, for example, Chantel, and most of the other players. So I appreciate that a lot. It gives you friendship and the opportunity to go abroad. If I haven't played for Seneca, I would never be able to play here in Italy because all the videos I got from Seneca I showed here, all the trophies I had, it all helped me. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Sonia. And the last student athlete or alumni that I'll introduce you to is Kristen.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone again. I feel like I haven't seen everyone in so long with this lockdown. But my name is Kristen. As Luca said, I took the sport and event marketing postgraduate program at Seneca. I went to Brock University for 4 years, like Brianne mentioned, and I decided to go into Seneca to do my postgraduate, which I came across their soccer program. I was also pretty hesitant on continuing to play soccer, but I noticed that Seneca's program was top tier, and so that's what made me very interested. I had a practice with them, and everyone was super welcoming. Luca was great, and the program had a lot to offer. So a little bit more of my soccer experience. I played for Durham United League One for a couple years throughout university. I went to Brock for 4 years. I was the Seneca and Brock co-captain. And I also received the Defensive Player of the Year award and OCAA First Team All-Star. I also coached while I played. I coached for Oshawa Kicks, and I also coached for Toronto FC Juniors. So leading into the next thing of what soccer has taught me and given me, it's given me a lot of opportunities. You meet a lot of people in the soccer world, and it can also help you when you're looking for opportunities in jobs, or if you want to continue working in soccer itself. So that's something that's definitely very helpful. It's easy to make connections and move up from there. Soccer is amazing for helping you learn about other people, how to communicate with other people, as you guys are probably very familiar with right now, working on a team. It's difficult sometimes to deal with multiple different people on a team, but it gives you that extra help to be more understanding of people and want to work with people to help achieve a common goal. Another thing it teaches you is to, when you get knocked down, to keep going. That's something that's very important, especially when you get into the work world. When things get tough, not to give up, and that you can always achieve what you want if you work for it. And as all the other athletes have mentioned already, you really build those friendships. I'm still close with the coaches, the players of all the teams that I've played for, and it's great. And it's great to keep those connections as you get older. And time management is definitely something that's super helpful. I noticed it's very helpful in the work world, being able to balance a part-time job, soccer, and school is difficult at times, but in the work world, it's super helpful because you get to prioritize your work and all your extra activities as well. So that's a little bit about my experience.
Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, and now I'd just like to open it up to anybody, Dave or any of the players, if there's any questions, uncertainties, anything we can do to answer any questions, we're more than happy to.
No, what I'll do, Luca, is let the kids put their hands up in the chat box if they want to ask any questions, and we'll go from there. If they don't, I'll jump in with a couple of questions to kickstart it. So I'll let them go first. Usually they've been pretty good.
I felt you kicking.
So one of the things that I wanted to go over is, what do you look for in players coming into Seneca College? And if you can let the players look at it from a situation of where the maturity has to be and what you're looking for in a player when they're looking to come to Seneca, which I don't think is too far off what most coaches are looking for when it gets to that level.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, for sure, everybody wants the most technically sound player, the fittest player, you know, somebody that checks all those, let's say, on-field attributes. I think we're all after that without question. But I would bring it back to the team values and getting to know the player, and the interaction with the player and their family is this a person that we want to work with? Is this somebody we can foresee working with? Do they share some of the same values that we have as a person, first and foremost, right? And if the answers are yes, then we continue that conversation without question. But if you're relying on skill and ability alone, and you know you're not a good teammate, you're not a good person, you're not somebody that kind of lives those values, then thanks, but no thanks. You know, we're trying to look at the person as a whole and the player athlete as a whole, and we want people that are committed to success on the field and in the classroom.
Okay. So what advice can you give to the players now in preparation for you and Carm, what you're looking for in Sarah, and what they should be doing during the high school years and their youth programs? So here at Pickering, what advice can you give them that they should be doing in preparation to get to the OCAA first team all-star, let's say? So it's not just coming to Seneca, but to be an all-star is really the goal that they should be looking to achieve. So what should they be doing during their youth time?
Yeah, and I'll let the others chime in also, but my suggestion first and foremost is listen to your coaches. There's been many times where, you know, people, and be open-minded, I think is a huge thing, because it's not uncommon in this game for you to be playing one position up until a certain age, and then maybe your skills might lead to maybe you playing a different position at the next level. So being open-minded to that, listening to your coaches, because from what I see, the coaching staff at Pickering is second to none. There's a lot of expertise there, and just trying to push yourself to be the best version of yourself that you can be, right? And not being afraid of failing. So being open-minded and pushing yourself, especially as you're getting to those late teen years. And although it might feel like you've played the game for a long time, there is still so much more to learn and develop as an athlete, as a player, that, you know, I don't want you to cubbyhole yourself. I'm just an attacking center midfielder, or I'm just a center back. I think from even the girls that are on the call here, their positions have changed because they were open-minded and were trusting in their coaches that they were able to maybe take the next step. But if anybody else from the Seneca team has more to add or anything else to add, please.
I could speak on that point, Luca, of being open to positions and being open-minded. I've played midfield my whole soccer experience, and when I came to Seneca, Luca put me as center back, and at first I almost said, "Are you crazy?" Because I've played midfield my whole life, but I was open to it. I've never played center back, so it's something I was very open to. And throughout my other years at Brock University, I never really received any awards or receive any recognition. But once I came to Seneca and I just tried something new, and the team was very helpful in that sense, and I was able to get recognition and get my defensive player of the year. It was something I excelled at because I just put my mind to it and I grinded. I put in the extra work in the weight room. I make sure, obviously, as defense, you want to be extra focused because you're one of the last men back. So that's just something that adds from personal experience.
Yeah, and I think sorry, Sarah, but even when we look at even the Canadian men's national team players, how many have gone to Europe and had to kind of transform and be open to those opportunities, and now are excelling in different positions that maybe as a youth player they never experienced or never were asked to play. Sarah?
Yeah, I started off as a striker and ended up as a center back, and I was one of those players that said you'd catch me dead before I'd ever be a defender, and I don't think I would ever want to play anything other than center back now. So me and Chris are on that center back train, and I think to piggyback off of Luca is coachability is something we really look for because, and when I say coachability, I think it's more of like an umbrella term for how you are as a player. So anything that you guys can do to prep yourself for college is my advice because when you get to college, it's a level that has no margin for error. College, university, scholarships, you need to be fit and you need to be talented. So something that's obviously very, very in your face and obvious is increase your soccer skill. You need to know how to play the game. But something that a lot of players don't really pay attention to is their fitness. Obviously, this is a bias thing since I'm the fitness coach, but when you get to training 6 days a week, and I don't know how many of you guys train 6 days a week, but your body needs to be able to adapt to that and be able to handle that load. And that load requires you to be fit and to be able to run for 2 hours on the pitch for every training session. That requires you to be strong in not just your legs, but your entire body. So injury prevention is huge. Coming from someone who's torn both their ACLs and needs surgery on both ankles, it's not something to be taken lightly. The amount of training that you're expected to be able to do and be able to get on the field and perform, especially at OCAA finals, like at provincials and nationals, you're playing 4 games in 4 days. And the older your body gets, maybe right now you guys might feel like you can play all day and you might not feel sore the next day. I'm telling you at 21, 22, ask Chris, she'll contest to it. Your body does not recover the same way. So if you start your homework now where your strength and conditioning and your fitness becomes part of your regimen as being a soccer player, you will become much more stronger and you will benefit from that coming from the ages that you are now into college. The earlier you start your homework, the more prepared you will be. And preparation meets, what is it, Luca? When preparation meets, what's the saying? What is it? Help me out here.
Opportunity?
Preparation meets
Opportunity.
Thank you. When preparation meets opportunity, success will happen. So my biggest piece of advice is making sure you're fit. Soccer skills number 1, coachable. You're able to listen to your coaches and adapt to what your coaches are telling you. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, look, I'm going to ask Hader to ask the question that he has.
Sure.
Hader?
Hi, coaches. My name is Hader Fauzi. I'm a part of the U16, U17 OPL team. And my question is, what makes Seneca College different from other colleges?
Yeah, well, what I will say is because we are the largest college in Canada, it helps that we do have the largest population amongst our students. So that just naturally means that the quality of the incoming soccer player is going to be, we have more to choose from on both the men's and the women's side. A good friend of mine, Patrice, heads up our men's program. And the quality of the individual player that we have access to in the GTA, like I said, we have League One players playing from, out in Mississauga, Hamilton area, all the way to Oshawa. So we're able to draw on a big population of players because where we're situated. Strictly from a soccer perspective, again, having access to a turf field and a full field bubble in the winter time is something that I'm not sure off the top of my head which colleges have access to that. And there's a handful of universities that might have access to that too. But again, that helps in terms of the player that's coming into the program and who we're able to attract. Being the largest university, college, again, we're recognized by employers across Canada, across Ontario, So the opportunities for employment after your graduation are very good also.
Okay. So Jonathan, you have a question?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello, coaches. My name is Jonathan Campbell, and I play on the 2006 CSL team. My question is, what is the tactical, technical, and fitness requirements that you guys look for?
Technical and tactically. You know, because we have a quality team, it helps us as coaches because we can be a little bit more open-minded or, you know, very specific as to what our recruiting needs are. Again, everybody wants players that are comfortable with the ball at their feet, are able to read the game, are able to read the rhythms and the transitions in the games. You know, the way the game's being played across the world is, you know, high intensity transitions, wanting to control the tempo of the game, being in control of the game in possession and out of possession. So I think generally those are things that are, you know, important to us for sure. So, you know, being comfortable with the ball at your feet and your decision-making abilities are obviously very important. Maybe Sarah can speak to some of the strength and conditioning baselines that are very important to us also.
Yeah, so we
Sarah,
run
you
a
still
couple
with
of
us?
baseline tests. So we do like a yo-yo test, and then we do like some strength. So we do like a broad jump, and we do. So it's not so much of you matching that as we take your baseline at the beginning of season, and we have to see an improvement at the end of season. So we do a yo-yo test. We do. We'll do a 12-minute run, and then we also do broad jump. Then we'll do sit and reach, and then we do pyramids, which is something that like Chris said, and our Bucket said, or Brienne, sorry, we do pyramids. So pyramids is pretty much suicides, and we time it, and you're expected to be under a certain time depending on the team. At beginning of season, we measure the time. We would like you to be we'd like you to be with under 45 seconds. By end of season, we'd like you to be within 30 seconds or less, which is extremely hard because it's suicide, but you're running at about it's about 10 feet per cone, and we do 5 cones, and then we go there and then back. So it's almost like a double suicide, and that's something we focus on huge. So that's your anaerobic ability and your sprint ability, which requires fast muscle fibers. We concentrate on developing how quick and how explosive you can be on the field, and that pyramid kind of gives you a good range of how you guys are moving and if you're within range of a college athlete. So that's something that I can give you a more specific drill on. Hope that helps.
Sarah, what's the yo-yo test level that you're looking for that you guys want at Seneca?
Yo-yo? The yo-yo test we run, I think it's, Luca, it's how long is it? It's like 10 minutes?
I think it's level, what's it, 16, Dave, I think off the top of my head.
Okay.
So yeah, level 16, and then it depends because we've gone beep test, but we're going yo-yo now. So yo-yo's more, it seems to be more used within the national programs. So we've done beep tests in the past. We were implementing yo-yo just within the past year. So we're kind of still getting our bearings on that. But 16, I think, is level 16 for yo-yo. Beep test, we expected them to be within 10 to 12. So I think it computes to level 16 for yo-yo.
All right.
Are you using any of those at the older age groups at the club?
There will be. They're doing their 5Ks now to get them started to understand.
Yep.
And then we'll test them on their yo-yo. The OPDL has a bigger testing than everybody else.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. We have our 5K too. We've been running 5Ks, so those
So
ones.
what are they scoring at the 5K?
Because of the whole thing, I like before season, right now we're more lenient with it. We like to get them minutes, but come season, I expect them to be within a 20 to 23 minute time frame for 5K.
It's okay. The kids are hitting that now.
Yeah. So if they consider themselves, if they want to aim for, like, I'm giving them more leniency just because of everything, but if you really want to aim for high performance, I would aim for anywhere between 17 to 20 minutes, which is insane, but it's a good number to try and hit for. I think our best number was 17:30, and I think the world record for 5K for males was 13 minutes. I think it's around 13 minutes, and females it's around 14.
Yeah. So we have them. They have to get to 21 and then 18. So they were
That's
hitting
perfect.
anywhere between 24 and 30 when we were testing them in September. And then those who hit 24 got into the special program we have, the PDA program, and then we bring it down to 21, then to 18. So it's building from 13 up, depending on their lung capacity. So at least they're hearing something very similar. Okay, Cass, you have a question?
Okay, yeah. So hi, coaches. Thank you all for coming and talking to us today. I'm Cassandra. I play for the 05 and 04 girls OPDL team. And my question's kind of just more for Coach Sarah. So you mentioned that you tore both your ACLs, and I'm actually recovering from an ACL injury on my left knee. And I was just kind of wondering, like, what is something that like helped your rehab a lot or something like that?
Good question, and I'm sorry for your ACL tear, but to make you feel better, I became a better player post ACL, so nothing should stop you with that. I really use my resources, so my athletic therapy and my mental skills. So I got pretty depressed after, because you go from playing soccer 6 days a week to not playing at all, and you take away the one thing that you look forward to, and it could be pretty detrimental to your mental health. So use your resources of, if you have any mental skills coaches or therapists to help you. And then I spent my life in the athletics there, like in the rehab center. So your rehab is your everything. If you don't rehab properly, you're prone to becoming injured again. But it's all rehab. I was in the rehab facility like 6 days a week. If they let me, I was in there 7 days a week. So the more that you spend time on rehabbing that knee, the better you're going to feel mentally and physically about yourself, and you're going to see those little gains, and that's going to motivate you to feel better, because not having the ball at your foot is obviously a depressing factor as a soccer player. So your mental skills coach and your rehab has to be your Bible. Every day you wake up, you got to think, oh, I got to do my rehab exercises. You go to bed, you do your rehab exercises. So it's rehab, rehab, rehab. And if you want to talk more, Cass, about some exercises, you could definitely reach out to me and we can discuss further.
Thank you.
Naomi Doyle, do you want to ask a question?
Yes. Hi, my name is Kiva, and I play for the 08 CSL team. And my question is for the players. Is there anything you wish you had done differently when you were in high school that playing at the club level that would have better prepared you for your college career?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. I could speak a little bit on that. I think the resources now that are provided to a lot of youth teams is much different from when I was a player. So I think definitely taking advantage of doing those extra runs when you can, like after practice, before practice. Also taking strength training very seriously. That's something I kind of pushed aside when I was younger. Like obviously I find with my generation, I'm a little bit older, but strength training wasn't as prominent in our workout regime or our preparation. It was there, but it wasn't as enforced. But I think that it's super important. As being an alumni myself, I had to stop my soccer career from a back injury, just I guess from overworking, just pushing myself. But honestly, if you prepare yourself with strength training, like Sarah said, your rehab, if you have any injuries, take care of it. Don't be embarrassed to get help from therapy. I feel like a lot of players think they're they're too strong for it or they don't need it. But honestly, it's very beneficial to your recovery and preparing you for game day. I know a lot of people will complain like they're sore, like they have an ankle injury, but they don't want to go get athletic therapy from the resources that they have. But if you do seek out that help, or if you do put in that extra work when you're in high school, even ask your coaches, be like, hey coach, like, is there anything you think I need to work on specifically that can help me get better? If you just seek out your help or ask those questions to your coaches or the people that you think can help you, you'll definitely like excel or be prepared for that next step.
Okay, so I'll look at the last question to go to Zach.
Hello, coaches. My name is Zach Landry. I play for the 2006 boys CSL team, and my question is, it's a two-parter, but my question is, what formation do you play, and what is your playing style?
Yeah. So at the college level, I think it's a little bit different than a club where, you know, there's a playing formation throughout the club from top to bottom. At the college or university level, we're, you know, sure, we recruit based on need. But on the women's side, we've rotated over the years between a 4-3-3 and a 3-5-2. But in terms of the style of play, that doesn't change. And, you know, how we want to play the game, like I mentioned earlier, we're a team that wants to possess when the opportunity calls for possession and reorganize. But when there's opportunities to win the ball aggressively high up the field and transition quickly, we're all over that. So we're a team that likes to control the rhythm of the game, so in possession and out of possession. So we're able to do that a little bit differently year by year, depending on, again, the formation that we're set up in. But in terms of our goals, that's how we approach it.
Okay. Luca, so I appreciate that you and Sarah and Carm and all the former players, alumni and present players came on today to give the players all an insight. And as we're coming to the end, I thought maybe, because you and I and Carm know the announcement, but none of the kids in the club know the announcement.
Okay.
So I wanted to know if you want to let them know what you, Carm, and Sarah have come to an agreement, and you can tell everybody about it. And I'm sure she'll feel a little embarrassed, but the fact is that they should hear it from you more than anything else.
Sure. And if you want to chime in, Dave, please, because you know her very well also. But we're very happy to announce that Bianca Rea from Pickering Football Club will be joining our women's soccer program this upcoming fall in the fitness health promotion program. I just wanted to thank, obviously, Bianca for believing in us and the opportunity to work with us, but also for Dave to introducing us to Bianca, and things came together pretty quickly. But we're very excited to start working with Bianca, and we expect it to play a big part in our future success.
Okay.
Welcome, Bianca.
Carm's just, you know, they get to see the other human side of you guys as coaches. They don't get to just see you screaming and yelling at them to do what you need to do, right? So it's good for them to do that. But I appreciate that you guys are also had a good conversation with her and her mom about what the future possibilities are. And I think it's a great decision on her part to turn down some schools in the States and rather go to college here with you guys at Seneca. I think it's a good fit for her. So I wanted to thank you before we depart. You know, you can always give us a call. Hopefully at some point we can get some of the teams put together and then come and be able to play you guys in the spring if you guys would allow us to do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, you know, some exhibition games that whenever you need, and hopefully you'll come down and watch the older teams play and see what's going on with us as we change the culture of the club.
we look forward to it. Thanks again for the opportunity tonight.
Okay.
And have fun getting back to training.
Okay. Thanks, Luca. Thanks, Carm.
Okay.
Thanks,
Sarah.
Dave.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Take care.